I am joined now with grade 7 teacher Cornelius Cron and two of his grade 7 students. Now, this is the second year of the grade 7's Talk to Experts podcast. So, what was kind of the main focus of this podcast?
And what I want is, I want a couple things. I want students to practice their communication skills. So in the podcast, they are talking to adults about their experience in life and how they became an expert in what they're an expert in. So they send an email to inquire if the person is willing to do it. Then they communicate with that person to set up a time. And then during the interview, they are hosting a minimum half-hour interview with somebody else. And so that takes a lot of communication skills. The second thing I want is for them to know that school doesn't necessarily, or education doesn't necessarily come out of a textbook. It's about the things that you do and about the knowledge that you are pursuing for yourself. And then lastly, I just want them to see the wonderful things that other people see in them. They are amazing kids, and they ask fantastic questions, and hopefully they gain a lot of knowledge and satisfaction from the job that they do.
And what would you say is kind of the range of people interviewed?
We have had such a range of people. It's been fantastic. We started the session with a podcast expert, somebody who does a podcast as part of their professional life. We have had a police officer and a Taekwondo expert. We've had a car mechanic and a race car driver. We have a lawyer coming up this morning. And later next week, we'll also be talking to the mayor of Lloydminster. So we run the gambit from A to Z.
And from what you've seen so far, what do you think the kids have really taken away from this?
I think they've taken away a lot of confidence in themselves, and the realization that, you know what, it was hard and I anticipated it being difficult, but in the end, it wasn't as hard as I thought. So they took that risk. They did something that no other grade 7 student has done, and they did a really good job with it.
And who did you guys both interview?
I interviewed a secondary black belt in Taekwondo.
And I interviewed a car restorer, slash mechanic, and also racer.
And what was your favorite part about interviewing?
Getting the questions for the expert and actually talking to them.
Well, I'm normally not good with talking in front of a bunch of people, so I liked learning like getting confidence, and then I also just like having fun talking to somebody about what they like to do.
And what would you say is maybe the coolest thing that you learned from your interview or one of your classmates' interview?
That you don't, even if you're not confident, you can still get enough confidence to do the podcast. And when you're doing it, you think it's not that bad.
It's really the same for me. Like, if you're nervous, just go up there and have fun, and then you can just learn more by doing something other than just like writing down a quiz, by like actually interacting with more people.
And if anyone is looking to listen to the podcast, where can they go?
They can go to multiple sources. Wherever they normally get their podcast information from, they can get it from there. So Apple, Spotify, Google Podcast, Anchor FM. We're doing a lot of promotion on our College Park Facebook page or Twitter. And so every week where there's a new episode coming out, we'll post a link on there. So if they want to make it easy on themselves, they can just follow College Park School, and we will post those links there.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today.